If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song, sing you are my only one. Oh my, oh my, oh my days. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never understood, but life can be this good. I would launch 1,000 ships just to be about your lips. Tell them all to sail away, just to see you every day. Oh my, oh my, oh my days. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never understood, but life can be this good. If I lived 1,000 lives, I'd spend them all with you beside. Never-ending deja vu, never-ending days with you. Oh my, oh my, oh my days. Oh, life is wonderful. Oh, life is wonderful. Never understood how life can be this good. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never understood. Life can be this good. You should change your name to laughter. You bring joy to every room. All the voices vanish after hearing such a lovely tune. In a world that's so imperfect, every word you say is music. You should change don't think you'd mind it if I change your name to something new. Would you think it childish if I changed my name to I love you? We both have a love so perfect, I would never want to hurt it. You should change your name to beautiful. You should change your name to beautiful. Oh, you should change your name to beautiful. Today is gonna be a little something more. I've got a plan in mind, a special thing in store. The light bulb inside my head says, get out and play. 'Cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. Slept in 'cause I don't care and didn't make the bed. Sip coffee on my couch, what can I do instead? No work, it's only fun 'cause it's all okay. 'Cause you never feel this way. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day. 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 Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold, a rabbit's foot or to be told. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day.
Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth Marasco. How you doing today? Hold on one second. Let me get my microphone a little bit closer to my mouth. Anyhow, I'm really excited that you had a chance to hop on live with me, or if you happen to come back later and you're watching the replay, let me know where you are tuning in from. I am in Michigan today, and I'm going to tell you it is absolutely beautiful. So I think we finally have spring in the air, and hopefully that will last for a while. But this is a good time for you to start getting focused on healthy, happy living. Well, any day really is, but with spring here, it's, a little forewarning. Summer shorts and all that good stuff is coming. And I know that through COVID, I even packed on quite a few pounds, and I didn't like what I took note of when I got on the scale. So a while ago, I headed down to connect with some people at Hurley Medical Center, and they actually have this really cool department called Hurley Diabetes Center, and they have resources that are great for just about anybody that's trying to get on track with healthy, happy living. But one of the cool things is they even can tailor diets and I guess lifestyles, your eating lifestyle around health conditions that you're having. And a while ago, I don't know if you had heard that they had started the food pharmacy, like farm, Farmacy. And the whole concept was, starting to integrate healthier foods into diets to prevent the need for different medications. And it's amazing what we can do to heal our bodies if we're eating the right food. But sometimes, you know what? That can be really hard, either because we're lazy, we overthink it, we think that it costs too much, or even having like our kids complaining, I'm not eating that. So I had a chance to sit with Michele, and I'm going to share a couple little video clips from that interview. And I think that it's going to give you some great insight. But, I would really love it if you take a minute and say hello to me in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And even if we're live and I miss a comment that you leave, I always go back and check out those little posts. And we have, sounds like you need a health coach. I know one. I probably could use a health coach. But one of the reasons why I did connect with the team at Hurley is they do have some of those resources available, even like online. You can go and connect with them to get healthy recipes, or even tuning right in here to Kudos. The big thing that you really need to remember when you're trying to get on track for healthy, happy living is taking baby steps and doing little things to recreate a good life for you and your family. And it does take a little bit of insight, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. It's totally possible. And today, I think that you'll get a little kick out of this one clip I'm going to share with you where, she's talking basically about vegetables. You don't have to get 20 servings a day, but I think she was saying like 7 to 8 or something like that. So anyhow, without any more further ado, let me play this quick little clip from Michele. I think you're going to get a kick out of it. Here we go. Thanks, Michele, again for sharing all your wisdom. You were so incredibly generous with your time, and I did get a kick out of the fake food, and you're going to see that here in a second, you guys.
Dash diet says 7 to 10 fruits and vegetables, and that may be really overwhelming for people, but I just kind of had some ideas of different ways that you can get those fruits and vegetables into your diet. So think about putting tomato and lettuce on a sandwich, chopping up some red or yellow or orange bell peppers and putting those on a sandwich, or chopping them and putting them in any kind of casserole or soup that you would make. Chop them up and put them in a bag to bring to work for lunch. That might be kind of your starter for your work lunch, or an appetizer at home for dinner. Black beans, and people might say, I don't like black beans, but you know what? You could mash those up and put them in your taco meat. You could put them in a taco salad. You could mix them into sloppy joes, so you still have your sloppy joes, but you've added some beans. They could be black beans or they could be navy beans, but some kind of beans. Maybe you're not a sweet potato fan, but you might like sweet potato French fries, which you can buy now. Maybe you're not a cauliflower fan, but if you roast a sheet pan full of cauliflower, you can chop that up and make like cauliflower rice. You can mix it into mashed potatoes. You could mix it into soups and rice. Um, if you have younger kids, even big kids, you can do something creative like chopping up the carrots, like using a crinkle cutter so your carrots are fancy. I remember my grandma always did that, and carrots always tasted better at grandma's house. I had salad takeouts last week, and they chopped the carrots up super fine. They were like smaller than a popcorn kernel, and they tasted different, and there was a lot more of them on the salad because they were cut up so fine. So maybe try and prep up your salad ingredients a little bit differently, and just look for ways that you can add fruits and vegetables to things you already make. So add some beans, add some broccoli. Here's a vegetarian pizza. You could put peppers on the pizza. You could put tomatoes, olives, mushrooms. So a meat lover's pepperoni, ham, sausage, bacon pizza is maybe not a good idea. But if you put lots of vegetables, I even like broccoli on my pizza. That's a way to have something that you like and making it healthier.
So that was some really cool, simple tips of things you can do. And I will tell you, I have done that trick with the black beans mixed in with the taco meat, and smashing it up is sort of the key thing. And I actually put some salsa. There's a really good Goya salsa that's fairly priced. You know, you throw it in there. And my son had told me this was actually better than Qdoba. So, you know, it was some great healthy eating, and it was really simple. So consider doing simple things like that. And also, you know, look for recipes that are maybe interesting to you. One that I happened to stumble upon online was taking red peppers and then slicing them into wedges, and then putting cream cheese. You can do the low fat kind, and then adding. Have you seen that spice All About Bagel seasoning? It's pretty good, but I'm sure it has a lot of sodium in it because there's a lot of salt. But just dashing a little bit of that on there, it was delicious, and it's a great way of not having to eat something that's really heavy. You're getting in another vegetable that's in there. And, you know, the more colorful your vegetables and food, the better it is for you. So lean for those green things. I will tell you at one point, this was many moons ago, but I was making my spaghetti sauce. Was before I married somebody who was 100% Italian, and then it became the no, 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 you don't do that, but it was good. Is I would put broccoli into my spaghetti sauce instead of just meat. It was delicious. I liked it, but you know, he was 100% paisano, so he liked the, you know, Italian sausage and all that good stuff. But even with the Italian sausage, now they're coming up with alternatives of like turkey sausage and things like that. So we have a hello from Albuquerque. I always love that. I always want to say Albuquerque when I see that. But thanks for saying hello. I appreciate that. I'm actually broadcasting on eCam, so you have to click the button so that you can authorize Facebook to give up your name. So for now, you get to be incognito as Facebook user. And hello, Paul. Thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate you being here. Hopefully you'll get some tips for healthy, happy living with your family. And there's one more clip that I had to squeeze in here for you today, because Michele shared some tips on, you know, how to be a little bit more persuasive with your kids. How do you get them to eat, you know, something that's healthy and not just all this processed trash food, right? I think number one is starting them off right from the get-go and not making those pre-packaged foods the first thing that you turn to. One thing that I did, just a quick side note, is I ended up buying, this is when my boys were babies, so many moons ago, but I ended up buying I think it's called a puree press, and it looks like a gigantic garlic mincer, like about the size of a full cup, and you push down on it. But when you do that, you can, push down and create homemade baby food, so allowing your kids to eat exactly what you're eating. But the key with that is making sure that you're eating healthy food, so that's what the nourishment that you're whole family's getting, even if they're super little. So, but check this clip out. This is from Michele from Hurley Diabetes Center. And she gave me these tips on helping the kids sort of, consider eat those vegetables before, you get your pudding. You can't have any pudding if you don't get your meat. But in that case, I guess nowadays, it's not even necessarily the meat that you eat. We need to get fruits and vegetables. All right, with that being said, here's Michele.
Okay, so you might want to think of ways to encourage your kids to eat this by texture changes, chopping things up, slicing them differently, adding different spices. So instead of just salt, you can use herbs and spices like rosemary or garlic or oregano, different seasonings. Think about your salad dressing. You can make some really tasty salad dressings by using some olive oil, different types. There's the virgin, extra virgin, and different kinds of vinegar, and mix up your own salad dressing. You can add a little honey, you can add a little maple syrup, you can add some fresh or dried herbs, and mix up all kinds of really great salad dressings that you can use to enhance the vegetables.
Whoops. So I guess the big thing is just change it up a little bit for the kids. See if you can get them to try new things. One thing that I always said to my kids is try it, have a bite. If you don't like it, you can spit it out, and you don't have to eat the whole thing. But if you don't try it, you're not going to know if you really do like it or not. And I can't tell you how many times that they would try it and then, of course, be stunned that they liked it. So it was some good stuff. Hey, really quick, too, for the salad dressings, Michele shared the olive oil, and next to it she had that balsamic vinegar. One of the things that I'll do even for like a midday, like lunchtime, is take the olive oil with the balsamic vinegar and just drizzle it over some sliced tomatoes with fresh mozzarella that's sliced, and add a little basil. It's absolutely delicious. I think it's maybe called a Capri salad, but a lot of times people will do that and then they'll add the bread and then you get the more carbs. But if you just eat like, straight up tomatoes and the cheese and the balsamic and olive oil, it's delicious. And it's not something that's going to be heavy on your stomach for the whole day. And I guess for those of you that have to get some of that, additional protein, you could even look at, doing some of the beans and other alternatives. But we've come so far with the options that we have available, even at the grocery store. Recently, I was at the grocery store, and in the frozen food section, I kid you not, I saw cauliflower pizza. What? I didn't buy it, but I might have to go back and try it just to see, So I think, being willing to try, see what you like, find new things that will work for you and your family, and take it one little baby step at a time. It doesn't have to be changing your whole life overnight and trying to do something dramatic. But hey, listen, we're always giving you tips for healthy, happy living. And I'd love for you to get a copy of your free Kudos magazine. So if you go over to KudosFlint.com, all you got to do is drop in your email, and I will make sure that you get the upcoming copy of Kudos magazine. And I got to tell you, I'm actually super excited about the next issue of Kudos that we're just starting to work on, because we're going to be focusing on something that is very heartfelt to me, and it's caregiving for the caregiver. And for those of you that some of you have been following me for a few years, but you know that I was a caregiver for 3 people actually, and at one time, all 3 of them kind of overlapped at the same time, different levels of care and different requirements that were coming out from all of them. But it was an incredibly difficult journey. And one of the things that I committed to after getting through that was the knowledge that I would have is to share it with other people. And oftentimes I didn't have the knowledge I needed. So that meant that I had to turn to people that had vital information, not information that I kind of wanted. This was information that I needed for my family to be able to survive and to get through that. So we actually have already started doing interviews with local attorneys, different health officials. We're keeping this completely legit because I want you to know, and for people that you care about to know some of this information so that you can prepare, and you can create a more comfortable experience. It's not necessarily going to be comfortable. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult road, but there are some bumps in the road that can be prevented if you have the right knowledge. And in that next issue of Kudos magazine, you guys, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. So I really want to encourage you to go over to KudosFlint.com. We're sending out the magazine digitally right now, and Kudos is getting ready to go through some pretty big changes. I don't know exactly what those are, but as you can see, even from the format that we are doing our broadcast today, it's a little bit different. And it does include different training and things that I'm doing, but also our brand is evolving. And we've come a long way since we originally started Kudos, if you can believe it, 7 years ago. So the amount of people that we've had that impact with in a positive way is very touching to even think about that. And that was the whole reason why I started Kudos in the first place, was after my husband had become sick and I was facing long-term health care and crisis, which impacted our whole family. That became the birth of Kudos, was to help people get into that place of healthy, happy living and sharing truths of our own stories, and also wisdom from people that can help along the way. So one thing that you can do if you like what we're doing is sign up for the magazine, or even doing simple things like liking this video or sharing it with people that it can benefit. When we have knowledge and we share it with each other, that's how we make this world a little bit better. Never be selfish in keeping wisdom and knowledge that you have through your journey and your experience. Don't keep it locked up. Share it with the world. That is how we're going to make not only our individual lives better, but our world and our community better. Every single person has the ability to make a difference in the world, including you. So I hope that you take the time and you just start creating that beautiful life that you deserve. Life is precious, and I hope that you make the absolute most of it. Do some good stuff with this day. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You take care of yourself, and we'll be catching up soon. Take care. See ya.